just a quick video today, probably only for about an hour. It's hubby's birthday yesterday, so he's going out today. I've got been in deep trouble for this. I bought these again, and it wasn't the one that I thought it was, because I thought that was the other one, not Imagimorphia. Oh. But what they did do is they put in this one that I haven't got. So I bought these, I think the 3, and I bought them again. At 3 o'clock in the morning, bad headache, the Amazon gremlin strikes again. And of course now I've ended up with 3 copies of Phantomorphia, but never mind. The other book that I bought from Ravens Books was this one. I've bought this one again from Ravensburger. I don't know why. I had an idea why I bought it again, but I can't remember. I didn't think I'd spoil any particular ones, but I couldn't remember what I used for what page. So what I'm trying to do is to do a page and finish a page. And there'll probably be videos that, you know, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when I start a page, I finish that page before I go on to anything else. And because I'm at the desk upstairs, I can leave the things out. So if I'm working with the pencils, I can leave them out with the book, or take a photograph of them, and I know what I've used, because just at this minute, I don't know what I'm doing hour from hour. So I bought, it was a set. It said if you bought these 3, but I thought it was the other one. It was about £16, I think, which wasn't bad for all 3. And this one. And they said there was 4 of them, but I didn't think it was that one, because I've got that one. But anyway, I think they put another one in, so there was 5. Maybe I pressed the wrong button, I don't know. But sometimes on Amazon it does group certain books together. So I haven't got my chat. And then I found a couple of other things. Oopsie. This was on eBay, and it said it was brand new. And the reason I liked it was how I colour mix. Because I've tried before. I bought a colour wheel to colour, and it doesn't work for me, because it's the wrong colours. It's not the way I was taught how to do it. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have cerulean blue in. It has this intense blue, phthalo blue. To me, that's no good. But it's got lemon yellow, cadmium rose. Cadmium red. It's got permanent rose. I will wash that out for Alizarin Crimson. I'll take out this blue and put cerulean blue, and then they're my and French ultramarine, and those are my 6 colours. They're the 6 colours. There's just these 2 that I would change. I could live with permanent rose, but Alizarin Crimson or Quinacridone Magenta is the printer ink pink you need. There is a video that I've done that will do 620 colours, and I'll do that again from 3 colours. I've also made quite a few. It's another video with just 3 colours, and that's on a mixing palette. So I'll do mixing from printer inks, because I'm a cheap tight Yorkshire lass, and also using these colours as well. So I will go through this colour wheel, but there is a lovely little book here about colour mixing, and it's about tints and tones. So adding white gives you a tint, adding grey gives you a tone, and adding black gives you a shade from your original colour. And that's your original blue. So these are the printer ink colours. And I can't work with the other colour wheel, because it just doesn't work for me. So this one is your lemon yellow, your bright yellow from your printer, your Quinacridone Magenta, or I use Elysian Crimson, which is a very, very pink, pink red, and then we have Cerulean Blue. So this is how I do my colour mixing. So we get an orange. In fact, we don't get an orange. When you mix these two together, when you watch my colour, I don't have a cadmium red or an orange red. So what I do is I make an orange first, and then I take it back. From orange, I make the red from the pink. But as if you watch a few of my colour videos, you'll see that. The same with the Cerulean Blue. We don't have a French Ultramarine, so we mix a purple, and then we take the purple and the Cerulean Blue, and we mix a French Ultramarine type colour, not original French Ultramarine, because that's a pigment in itself, but the actual colour. And the green actually works quite well as a green, as a light green. And if you don't have Cerulean Blue, you have a darker blue, like a cobalt blue, you don't get as bright a green. I don't care what anybody says. The same with, I was looking at something else. When I was working last week, and in the pencils, the Lightfast pencils, there's a red. You can't get a pink out of a red because it's got yellow in it. Although technically cadmium red doesn't have yellow, it's near yellow. It's not near pink. You cannot take the yellow out of cadmium red to get pink. But you can add yellow to pink, or pink red, to get cadmium red. And my brain went fuddled last week because I knew that, but my head aches so bad. So I worked through this book. You see, they call them primary colours. Well, I don't do primary colours. So I will be using the lemon yellow. I'll have a look at it says Winsor Blue, but that's not Winsor Blue, that's Phthalo Blue. Intense Blue. But I'm going to use Cerulean Blue, which is probably about there. Cerulean Blue. It actually looks like these. These look like printer inks. And if they look like printer inks, then that's the blue, the pink red, and the yellow that you want. No point having gamboge or a tangerine colour or a cadmium yellow, because again, cadmium yellow can be made with a bright lemon yellow by adding a touch of orange. If you add red, you'll get orange straight away. Then you add more yellow and you get a gamboge, tangerine, and then eventually you'll get back to cadmium yellow. And cadmium yellow will be next on the line next to the lemon. But what you can't do is make lemon yellow from a cadmium yellow, because you can't take the red out. And that's what frustrates you, because you can have two, you can have a pinky red and you can have an orange red, and you're trying to make a purple. You can never do it. And I talk a lot about that, about you've got the wrong red or the wrong blue. The greens and the blues to make greens aren't so much, but then you realise you can't get a bright blue. If a light blue, like a pea blue, a pea green, or a light leaf colour, if you're using French Ultramarine, you need Cerulean Blue. And again, Cerulean Blue is roughly, basically, colour-wise, French Ultramarine has got pink in it to make it a purple blue. But you can't take the red out of Ultramarine to make it a Cerulean Blue. You have to start with a light blue, and the reason you can reason that in your brain is that the printer inks makes every colour under the rainbow that we ask it to, and that's because it doesn't have these colours, it has these colours, and from these colours you can make every other colour on the planet. And when I use the printer inks, I think I get 630 colours. And I'll do that again because it shows you why when you're mixing, like you want a brown, if you've got a pinky red, you can't get a brown. And the same with if you've got an orange red, you can't get a purple. That's the worst one to do, is the French Ultramarine and purples. The other ones, you can do it, but they're not as bright. So again, that's a deeper green, a hooker's green. This one is a pea green, a light green, a grass green. But you'll never get a grass green if you use ultramarine, because it's got pink in it. It's got red in it. It's got pink, a lot of pink and red in it. whereas the cerulean blue is a cool blue. It doesn't have any blue, any pink or red in it at all. It's the furthest away, whereas French ultramarine is nearest to purple. And anyway, I'll go through all that. Sorry guys, I'm having a bit of a let me see if I can find chat on here. So I've been an hour and a half playing with my camera, and it nearly went out the window. Set it up last night, worked perfectly all right. Pressed the button this morning, and the camera's not talking to the laptop. So it nearly went out the window. So let's see if we can find this, and we want that. There we go, guys. Oh, morning Melody, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Everybody else popping in. So I've only got about an hour, guys, because my head is splitting this morning. So I just thought that was quite good. As I say, I will cut out those two colours, but basically I don't think, and I'll do the experiment. I will use these two, and then I'll swap them out. I'll do a very quick colour wheel with these colours that they've put in here, and then I'll swap these out and I'll put mine in, and you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference. And when I do the printer inks on the video with the printer inks colour mixing, I take a cadmium yellow and a lemon yellow, and I add complementary colours. And when you do that, the difference between the two yellows, the two reds and the two blues is spectacular. If you try to make with a green, the complementary colour of red, if you use the magenta or the pinky red, you will never ever get a brick red. You'll get dull, beautiful purples, deep purples, hundreds of them, but you will not get what we call the brick reds, which are down here, and that's because it's the wrong red. Very similar that if you've got a cadmium red or an orange red and you try to make a purple, you will get some beautiful dull browns, but you'll never get a purple. And that's where things get a bit difficult. The same with a purple. If you've got cerulean blue and you mix it with magenta, it's furthest away, which I'll talk about again later, and you will get some beautiful dull purples, but you will never get the beautiful bright purples that we love. And that's to do with the fact, and the same with if you've got French ultramarine and you've got cadmium red, you'll still get a nice purple, but it won't be as bright as these two because they're next to each other on the colour wheel. And again, the oranges, you want the best orange with the cadmium red and the lemon cadmium yellow because they are the nearest on the colour wheel. So of course when cerulean blue is here, because it's the coolest blue, and the lemon yellow's there, you get the best brightest green. But that doesn't mean to say you can't get other beautiful greens by using different ones further away on the colour wheel. But I'll go through all that, but I didn't think it was too bad because I thought I'll have a look at it. And again, anything that has a lot of my 6 colours in it, I'm quite impressed. The one I definitely wouldn't use is the phthalo blue, but I will open the phthalo blue. But cerulean blue is my better one that I like. Sometimes they call it primary blue, but I still don't think that's blue enough. Having said that, you can still get some gorgeous greens, so it doesn't bother me so much. But the purple and the pink are very important. So that was that thing which I was going to go through today, but as I say, bad head day today. I've also bought another book downstairs, but I just can't get downstairs to get it. So this one is, I bought this for my daughter, but it's so awesome. She's not having it yet for a birthday. I've got till May. I did show her it and she's had a bit of a read. And what it is it's making your own pens and pencils and organic things from nature, which of course is a big thing for me. And making my own paintbrushes as well. So absolutely adore this idea. Now my daughter wants to go down the garden and basically live like this. She's told me about this for ages. This young man here, and this will be my daughter when she finishes uni. She's in the field at the bottom of the garden. I've made lots of these sketchbooks. I haven't got any with me at the minute, but I do have quite a lot. But this is about printmaking and about paper making, and making dyes and colours from nature. The other thing that, and I love these little homemade wells, absolutely adore them. So the other thing I'm going to do, and she's going to help making your own brushes and things. Absolutely adore this book. Just Up My Street. Wish I'd found it so many years ago, because this is Just Up My Street. This making your own little inkwells. So that's, and making pens and quills and things. So really a wonderful book. And the other book I bought is all about pigments. I'll show you a picture of it. I was a bit disappointed, but I've not read it because, again, I've got my headache. I can't concentrate to read. But this is the book that I've bought. And it's not on that one. It's the Artist Handbook. And it was £16.95, and it's the Artist Handbook of Materials Techniques, and it talks all about pigments and binders and things for making your own paints. So I've been on the Cornelius, I call it Cornelius, website, which is a very old, famous art shop in London, and my daughter's going to take me, and we're going to buy some pigments, and I'm going to make some of my own paints. Because I like my paints. I like my original colours. Oh, hi Marilyn, welcome to Benny's Designs. Anybody else popping in? So that's on the cards, but this, I will do a proper flip through, but there's going to be a lot of noise in a minute, so another reason why I'm not doing much today. I have also bought a couple of videos. No, I haven't. I bought a couple of and I have no idea where they are. I found lots of things because I've been moving things, so actually that's sometimes quite good. So I found lots and lots of things to use. I bought a couple of watercolour things, and then I've been in big trouble. So a quick flip, if you haven't seen this one. Let me see if I can just give it a little bit better. That's a bit better. This one is the Colin Thompson, and this was one of the first. This is the first book I bought that I call real money. It was £10. The others I'd bought for a couple of pounds and £2.50, but this was my first book. Because this is what my house looks like. It's just books, books, books. So I thought I would sort my colours out. Now, I was bidding for some colours from Selenia because I'd love this set, but I just can't justify it. And when all these Amazon boxes arrived, I was in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. So I had been lectured from each daughter a lecture not to buy anything else. So I am saving up. So please watch all my videos. There's 700 videos, I think, because I need some money from Amazon, not from Amazon. I need some money from Google, from YouTube, so that I can buy some things next month. Because it takes me 3 months. In fact, it's taken me 5 months to get to the £60 level. Whereas before, I used to get £20 a month, so I could buy things. So I'm a bit upset. And I'm sure somebody did that thingy, but anyway, it's gone. I can't do it. I can't retrieve it, so never mind. I'm not bothered about that, really. It's just if people watch the videos, at least I get the money from the thingy. But it does take a lot. There's the Selenia tubes. Anyway, I was going to show what else I bought, and I can't think. So I bought that book. So that's going to take quite a lot of studying and going in, because although I thought I knew about colour mixing, I'm kind of doubting myself, because I say the brain's not working very well. I did buy these little brushes as well, which they haven't come yet, so they don't know about. But I like my travel brushes. I've been doing some sketching, but my hand's been working. My hand hurts because I've been doing some sketches for the colour book. But I don't think the colour book's ever going to come into fruition, because I just don't think it will. I've no idea how to do it, and I've just lost thingy. So this is the Colin Thompson book. I have done a quick flip of this. My favourite pages of the books, because it's my doodle. When you saw my university work, it's all books piled up, lots and lots of books in line drawings, just line drawings, not shaded in, just line drawings. Like this. This is like mine, but no shading, just line drawings. So we've got, this is a new one for me, so I'll do a very quick, I'll leave that to last. So as I say, in this set of 5 they sent me, there was another Phantomorphia. That's the one I wanted, Mythomorphia, to do the roses again. So I wanted that one, but we'll just have to see. So of course we've got Phantomorphia all over again, which is, I say, sometimes you've just got to take it on the chin and think, right, well, that's brilliant, because I've done bright colours, I'll do dark colours, or I'll do light colours, or I'll do black backgrounds or light backgrounds. So sometimes things happen for a reason. So actually it's worked out quite well, because I've done certain ones. Can we see those two? So this was with Chameleon marker pens, but not using them as light and dark, but using them as a marker, because of course Phantomorphia is single-sided. So I've started to do this one as well, and I just love, this is light to dark, and I just love the markers, which are here, so they will be used, because they're right in front of me and I won't forget them, which is important for me. And I started doing that when I put Derwent pencils, scrubbed and activated with a #1 brush. So I've worked a bit wetter. I don't think we've got a crinkle. I've worked a little bit wetter, and I've done a dark background. Doesn't work well with the hands, but hey ho. Cannot remember how I did this one. I love it because, again, it's completely different. That's what I was going to show you, the difference. So that's the difference between that one and that one. So sometimes it's quite nice, especially when you buy the book full price and a couple of years later it's a bit cheaper. And you've also changed, you've altered how you colour things. So again, that's another new thing, that you do change. Oh, I've got such a slow lag today. But never mind. So thanks for joining me, guys. If anybody's got any questions. What was the other one that I started? This is the other one. So this is the one that I took on the with the Derwent, and it was very slapdash. And I think I did another page in here. This very similar last week or the week before, and it was what I call not slapdash, but it was just touch and go. This looks a little bit more softer. It looks almost like, I can't remember how I did this, and it's not so long ago. Swore blind I was going to take photographs, but never mind. But again, such a difference. So I kind of like that there is a difference in your colours, because sometimes you want to be bright, sometimes you want to be quick, sometimes you want to take time, and you want to be delicate. And again, this was a mistake that I made with this book twice, and then I got it 3 times. So the others were animation. Now, the animation one has all these creatures, and that's what I didn't like about it. But I'm going to persevere. I may not. And the other thing I really didn't like about this book is drawing yourself. If I want to draw myself, I wouldn't have bought a colour book, but that's me. So I didn't really want this one, but it must have been in the set. I wanted Mythomorphia, but Imagimorphia again is going to be lovely to work through because we've got the horse at the back, which is my favourite. And this one, if you see the video for this, this is the one that I made the colours from 3. So I will do this one again with those 3 colours. I will use lemon yellow, I will use alizarin crimson, and I'll use cerulean blue. So I might do that as a planned day so we can mix the colours on a colour palette, and then we can colour this page in, because I really love this one. It's not particularly handy, I don't think. I've got piles and piles. I have piles and piles and piles. Oh, are we on Animorphia? Imagine. It's actually right next to me. Again, it's going to be nice because I can do different things than I did before. So this is the one, and I think this is the one, yes, this is the one that I actually did in the hospital as well, I think. I think I did in the hospital, can't remember now. I'll put it for a second. So this one, as you see, doesn't have any bright purples in it, because this was my dull purple, because I didn't have a French ultramarine, and that's why I swapped from 3 colours to 6. Now, it's not going to break the bank. These are the Cotman watercolours, and then I bought 6 professional watercolours, and I did the panda. I think I did the panda. Did I do the panda? Yeah. No, I did another one. I don't know which one it is now. The bunnies. So this is professional watercolours, and there are 6 colours. So of course I've got my French ultramarine, so I can make a lovely purple, and I've got but I did make the red from these mushrooms is the same colour mix. I mixed equal amounts of alizarin crimson and cadmium red, and that's my favourite colour for mushrooms, toadstools. And again, stronger colour, and then adding water to get this colour. Exactly the same colour. The only difference with all these different shades is water. I should call it tints, because watercolour, when you add water, it makes it lighter, which is equivalent to adding white if it was a gouache, if it was acrylics, or if it was oils. So that's with 6 professional Winsor & Newton watercolour, and this is with 3 Winsor & Newton cotton tubes. And there is a video on there, and I still have the palette with the 6 colours that I mixed, and I will redo that with the 3 colours. But what I found difficult to do is getting a purple, a light purple. I couldn't make French ultramarine. I couldn't make a purple blue. It was dull, but I will have another go. So I love it because all these colours, all these greens, and again, look, we've got that beautiful light green, which we could not get if we had a dark blue. We need the cerulean blue, but all these beautiful greens are from one tube mixed. The greens are made from lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, French ultramarine. Sorry, I beg your pardon, they're not. They're made from lemon yellow and cerulean blue, but I've also mixed other colours as well. I'm not making myself quite clear, am I? But from my 3 colours, I can't find the palette. It is about, oh, it might be in here. This is very similar, but it's not the exact one. there are quite a few. No, that's not the one either. It's these are, it's not that one, it's not that one, so it's the only one I haven't picked up. I think it's this one. Now this I think is Cotman, but there is a video on this one as well, but very similar. I start with 3 colours: lemon yellow, cerulean blue, and alizarin crimson. So we've got these 3. Now actually this particular set I also had, because you can tell that I've not mixed it. You can see the ones that I've mixed, but you can tell these I haven't. So this was alizarin crimson, this is cerulean blue, and that one, is it that one? I think it's that one, French ultramarine. And cadmium yellow is that one. And the reason you can tell is there's the circle of the ring when you're squeezing your colour out and you tap. So I know that's cadmium yellow. So this particular one I had the 6 colours. And to make a cobalt blue, I've put cerulean blue and French ultramarine together, and that makes you cobalt blue. And that's why when they put cobalt blue and phthalo blue, it's not as bright and as light as cerulean blue. So the greens are different. I then made a purple red, and sometimes you can make a purple red, and I make a red purple, and I'll go through that later. But because I've got the cadmium red, which is, if that's my French ultramarine, that's alizarin crimson. So that's my cadmium red. So I made an orange with these 2. I then mixed these 2 together to make a tangerine colour. I then mixed orange and cadmium red, and I got an orange red, orangier than cadmium, and that's my vermilion. And of course then I went through and made browns and greys and olives from my blues and my orange colours and my yellows. So this particular one just had 1 lemon yellow, 1 cerulean blue, and alizarin crimson. Now when you've got these colours, and I'll do this as probably next week of the colours, the colour wheel. If you mix lemon yellow with alizarin crimson, you're going to get an orange. So you make your orange first, which sounds ridiculous. Then you add orange to alizarin crimson to get cadmium red, and then you're going to mix the orange with the cadmium red to get that one. And you mix the orange and the lemon yellow to get this colour, and then you mix more lemon yellow to mix this colour. And that's how you get all these colours from alizarin crimson. But as I say, I'll show you that. Now, when it comes difficult, is trying to make French ultramarine. And again, I did struggle. Now, I'll have one more go. But I always think if you want to make your own colours, 6 colours is brilliant. I mean, we've got a very nutty brown here. So we've got our umbers, and we've got our reddy browns. So we've got our siennas. And we've got olive colour greens, we've got dark hooker greens, and we've got sap greens. And we've made them all from 6 colours. But here you can see the browns here. There's some other browns somewhere. I've made an orangey brown colour and then lightened it to get some gorgeous light colours. So you can do it from 3, but because of the purple, because of the French ultramarine, makes purples so much easier. Now I actually love these dull purples. I love the dull greens. I love the dull reds. But sometimes we're not in a dull mood. We want bright, vibrant colours. And so to do that, why are my videos so slow? Oh, never mind. There's such a lag today. But that's all about colour mixing. So actually I'm quite excited to do this again, because again, this was my first page. and you're always a bit sceptical about your first page. We do have an Alfie, don't we, Alfie? We have an Alfie with us because we're upstairs, and he's on the bed. He's been on the bed this morning. You want to go downstairs now? You're bored because he's on his own. He's been a good boy. Can't show you the bedroom because literally there are piles of books. it looks so different. Now I think so what I'm going to, I think what I might do is when I've mixed my colours, I work through a book and do bright colours, dark colours, every colour you can think of from my 6 colours. No, Melody, sorry darling, I wasn't, oh, I thought I was using Winsor Newton, thank you, was Winsor Newton, oh, thank you, Melody. Was it the one that I've got for you? Was it this one, the 24? Oh, I just can't open. Please, no, that doesn't sound like 24. That's my Cotman one, right? I would. Oh, so they are. You see, again, they are very good if they are so pale and like a beautiful watercolor. Thank you, Melody. I must remember to take a photograph. So this one, I quite like the idea of using those colours, and then when the mix touch and go. Now, I love this one because again, that when I first saw that, I thought that I'm never going to colour that page. That is one page I know I don't want to do. And then I was playing about with grungy colours, and it turned out to be one of my favourites. And remember what I said about the colour wheel and using colours on the opposite sides and using complementary colours? Well, when you add yellow to a purple, you get a dull purple. When you add orange, I did it with green and a touch of red, you get a dull green. And that's how I made my colours. And then by adding water, I got some lovely soft colours. You can't get a yellow. It's difficult to get a yellow because you get an orange or you get a greeny yellow, because yellow just isn't that strong. But got some really lovely greys, and there is a palette again for that, which I'll come across. This is Neo's Scratch and Touch and Mix Together. So quite enjoyed that. And again, that's another way to do it. So again, using the Neos. But what I'd like to do is mixing colours with the Neos. So not using the colours directly. Now, one thing I have done with my Neo colours, and I can actually put my hand on them. Now, they don't make these anymore, Derwent. And I bought these to put my Derwent art bars in, but my Neos sit quite nicely in these. You can still buy them, and I think I bought mine for a penny. You've got to fiddle with them to get them all in, and then you've got to hold them in. Now, of course, mine have been up and down in bags and everywhere, so they've not really been, I didn't really put them in properly. And it's the little plastic slots that hold them in. At first I thought they had to go in the other. So of course, because they're all open, you can just open it up and you can touch the crayon and pick the colour up. Or you can pick the crayon straight up. So I really love these. They do pop out a bit, but mine has been squashed and they're quite old. But I like the principle of it, which is stitched as well. So you could put a paintbrush in here, a little paintbrush, or you could put a sponge or something, anything that you use with your Neos. So of course mine are in my yellow light to dark colour order, and some of them sitting quite nicely. As I say, mine have been a bit squished, and they are very old. They don't make them anymore, so I think I paid a penny, like I said. But you've got to get them in between the two plastic strips. So when I get my sewing machine out, I might be tempted to have a go at that. So I've got 3. They hold 36. So that's released my Derwent pencil bags to put all my pencils in, because I've got so many drawers just full of pencils. So I did think, of course, if you're going to be in a neo colour mood, you get them all out and they're all in front of you. So I've got my greys and my yellows here. I did take these out to give to my daughter, but then I thought, oh, actually I'll put them back in. They are duplicates because some of these are an old set. And the colours are slightly different, actually, so I could put them back in. They're not exactly the same, even though they have the right colour, because some of these are about 30 years old. They don't make them like this anymore. Then that's the older one, and then there's the newer one. So they're all different ages. But I did like these little bags from Derwent. And if you've got children with pencils, they can put the pencils in the little tube rather than in between. So that was my, but I did buy these before Christmas quite a while ago. Oh, they do Velcro both sides, so you don't have to worry about that. So my little, all my Neos are now tucked away, because I bought them all individually, so I didn't have anywhere to keep them. So again, I've got 136. I've got a few more somewhere. Again, I bought cadmium red and I've lost those. I bought my 6 colours. So I can do the 6 colours, and we can see how many colours we can make from our French ultramarine, because they do a cerulean blue, they do a French ultramarine. I don't think they're in here. Let me just have a very quick look. I've got ultramarine. So in a bag somewhere, I don't think I do have a cadmium. I've got a light cadmium. So I've got light cadmium. I've got the lemon yellow, which is that one, and then I've got the cadmium yellow. So I've got the 2 yellows, the pinky reds. I think I've got Elysian crimson, which is here. And there is a quinacridone, I think, in here. And the only blue I need is cerulean blue, which looks like that, or pale blue. They call it light blue. I thought I had a cerulean blue. They do, I'm sure they do a cerulean blue, but that blue is a bit light. Yeah, so I don't know what I've done with my cerulean blue. I do have one somewhere. I have to put that on my list to buy those 6 colours. And then I can colour mix the same way using this. I can put those in here now. I can put those in there, away. So that was a bit of a rabbit trail. Again, that's the professional one. So we had really strong colours, and then we had light ones. So that should be fun doing that again. Again, because it's metal. The other thing I do love is my Derwent Inktense pencils. And on my travels, which I'll show in a minute because I'll forget, I found the original and the original pages from my watercolour, because I broke it up. It looked like that, and I broke the spine at either side to make it fat. But I'll do a very quick flick of that when I finish this, and then that's going to be quite good, is that. And I think because your colours change, your techniques change. I'm obviously different than I was when I first did this book, so again, that's quite a nice thing to do. So I think on their own they're about £6, and I think I am going to be naughty and get Mythomorphia. I think I'm going to be naughty. So this is Geomorphia, and I've not actually seen it because I was not buying any more colour books. Have we gone a bit? Have we gone? There seems to be quite a lag actually. Sorry guys, just doing a really quick, well I won't do a quick flick because you've probably seen this book. I'll just show this really quickly. So this is what the original book looked like, and of course it was this is what I mean about sideways. So it was so much easier to just stuck in, that one might not be stuck in. Yeah, so all I did was I got a piece of photocopy paper, folded it in half long ways, and then cut it and then fold it in half that way, and that made a page. So I had colour on here and colour on here, piece of plastic, colour on here, colour on there, piece of plastic, and that's what I did with the entire book. But I also cheated because I cut pieces of plastic out from other books. I added all these were in I took the innards out of one of these Polyviews. That's where I took the innards out, and that gave me extra plastic and an extra bit. So in the original one we had the Prismacolors metallics. These were my original, and you see they still look quite good, and everyone was labelled, so I knew exactly where things were. The graphic tint, that's what I was going to talk about. Then we've got, that was my graphic tint, then we've got the Inktense, and I used this book, I loved it. And I think there was still quite a lot of colour on here, so I may go back to this section. And what I did is I made little individual squares because I didn't know it would last so long. This is extra wet sketchbook paper on photocopy paper, and then you just slide it in here. And it's in, that's it. But I'm going to make the videos with that because the camera is just playing up at the minute. So there's the Inktense. Then I tried it with pastels. I tried it with the Neos. I tried it with everything. Anything that was water-based, I played about with. These are the Derwent metallics. Are we any better? Are we any better? Does it seem any better or not? Because I was ill for 3 days on the sofa, I actually watched the video. I watched my video. Again, this was another section. I was trying to get bigger and bigger and bigger, but actually I lack the original. This was the Derwent pastels, and I put them on, but they come off. They're just very, very pigmented. But again, you know, 70 odd of those. Inktense blocks I put in. The Gansai Tambi watercolours are in here somewhere. That's the Derwent watercolours. There's the Gansai Tambi watercolours. And I did mine before they brought theirs out. So that's I gave them the idea to make puddles. Just made puddles of colour. And I didn't waste the colour. When I had a full paintbrush, I did 30 pages of colour book pages instead of washing the brush out, and that's why I don't wash the brush out. When I did this, I used a brush to squeeze out the colour, and then the brush was full of colour, and it took me about 18 hours, 15, 16 hours, because when I'd done one colour, I let it to dry, I got my colour book out and I did the pages, and they are actually not far away. I shall get them out when I do the video. These are all the pages I've just taken out to bits. I put the Derwent, you see, you can tell what that is. That's Neocolor. I think that's Neocolor. But there's all sorts of I was experimenting with all sorts of colours. If it was water based, it was going in there, and I wanted to get 1,000. And I say with the Derwents, we've got the Inktense pencils, we've got lots of tones and shades. I'm sure Derwent would do it. And then this is where I nearly lost my fingers. Which is why I didn't show it anymore, because you will lose your fingers. Because if I nearly did it, and I've been using scalpel blades for years, I can't put my finger on it now. I had it this morning, and then I had a catastrophe. So what I will be doing is putting my oh, hi Pamela. Oh, hi CL. If you tell me, oh, Christine. Hi Christine, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Is it still not clear, Melody? Oh, the iPad won't let you refocus. It won't let you do anything, guys. I'm really sorry. So that's what I did, but I would not recommend it. But this way I will be doing. So all my tubes I will be putting on my card. And this is a postcard. It's the only one I used a thick postcard. That's a Woolworths one, which I didn't use. You can buy the postcards, watercolour postcard. See what it says on the back. There's a watercolour postcard, Aquafine. And that's what I would use for this, but I shall show you how I do that and put my colours on. Do not attempt to cut these because you will lose your fingers. But again, that was at the front, and then I had the plastic palette, so I could make hundreds of colours. So I will make my little book, and we'll probably try and get 1,000 squares in it, and there will be 10,000 colours, because each square is 1,000. So that's why I was trying to get fatter and fatter and fatter. But that was the original book, and this is the new one. So if you buy one now, you get this one, which is £3.50, and it's got 100 pockets in it. And this one is 24 prints, but it's the side loading, and that's what I love. That's what I loved about this one. It's so easy to make. And then again, the strip at the end was the labeling, to label the colours. So I'm going to make another one of these, and I will make this one as well. Now I did start to cut this one and I wasn't happy. I think I'm just going to leave them in the middle, and just because I like this thickness for a palette, just put a page in each section. There's still going to be enough, and I kind of like that idea. So I've got those two there. I've got the vintage ones that I found, and I've got my little watercolour one for my Bible journaling. So these are the ones that I will be using, and then I think I'm going to be using these in the new colour books, because it's just easier for me, and it's that touch and go. You get your wet brush and you just off you go. The only ones that I won't are the realism ones. So we've got the Harry Potters, the Star Trek ones, the Fantastic Beasts, and the Tolkien ones, and the which I had a request for the building ones around the world. There's another one. Is that better? I think that might be better. Just give me a sorry guys. Do you think that might be better? I think that's better. So that was my thinking with that. the colour mixing with the pigments will be on the other channel. That'll be on the art channel. I did found my napkin. It's the napkin, and if you can find a napkin with a black and white drawing on it, now you need to split it. So we've got, I think they're normally 2 or 3 ply. So when you split it, you end up with this. And then you want that damp brush. And again, I'm going to do a video of this because it needs to be on the other camera. This one, when you can watercolor and control the amount of barely damp rigor. Thank you, Marilyn, for that. Thank you. When you can do that, you can then do your Bible journaling. And if you can watercolor a Bible page or on a kitchen, what do we call that? What do we call it? Napkin. This is when you can watercolor. I don't think I've actually done any. I've drawn on it, but I've not actually done any colouring. I don't think I've done any. Oh, I have. This is when you can watercolor in your Bible pages. But that's why I need the watercolor pencils, because all the others go through. This one doesn't. Does that make any sense? So if you can, I did try to find lots of these, but I couldn't find any more. But I like that. So that's why when you can master that, you can colour on any page. So hopefully I will be sorting out all the colour books, and then I can work through them. So some days it'll be one. So I did have, and I'd forgotten all about these as well. Again, the other thing about moving to studios is you find everything. It's just a bit difficult to get. The camera is on my knee. So we can do that. So I've got these quite detailed books here. The aquarium, the menagerie. I think this is the one that my daughter did. She did one. So I done a few. This must be hers. Yeah, you see, this is the girl that's not doing art at school. I think my husband bought me some Prismacolors, and I couldn't use them. So that's what she's done. Absolutely spectacular. So that's Samantha's. So there's 4 books in the series. There's Aviary, which is all birds, but they're quite detailed. There's a lot of detail on them. Oh, I started that one. That looks like Inktense. Sorry, not Inktense. I think that one is. Oh no, it looks like Inktense. Could be Peerless. Takes a long time, but it's really, really good. It's just I was looking for Mythomorphia, and I thought I'd bought it because I wanted to do the roses again. But I will get it, but not just at the minute. I'm sure it's on Amazon or one of them. I'm sure it is. So my desk is still messy, as if there's lots and lots of shopping bags full of things. So I found lots of paintbrushes. The wonderful thing about doing this is you do find lots of things that you've forgotten. The desk is still quite messy. See, it's still on that at the minute. It's still quite thingy. I haven't put my shelf up yet. The lamp's turning the wrong way. Do have the chameleons there ready, so that's good. there's nothing much done in this room because, as I say, unfortunately, I wanted it Friday, Saturday, well, Saturday and Sunday and Monday. I was just on the sofa watching Quincy and Kojak and all my other 70s favourites when I was a little girl. And I did a little bit of sketching really quickly. I'll show you the sketchbook if I can find it. But my headaches come back with a vengeance, so I'm a bit of a grumpy girl, I have to say. There's that. I did get my sketchbook out and then I put it somewhere, so there are about 30 bags kicking about. Oopsie. About 30 bags. This is the Bible page that the Creative Bible. This is the page that I think I showed this last week. So again, once you've mastered, tissue paper's a good one. Once you've mastered that, but you need the Derwent watercolour pencils because they're the only ones that don't go through. They show through, but they don't go through. And I've just been starting with my own design of those. So again, that will be on the Bunny's Creative Bible. And I did want to show my sketchbook, but it's not about. So I put it somewhere. But never mind, guys. Sorry, I can't find the sketchbook. I thought it was handy. It's not. It's there. Yeah, I haven't sorted the drawers out or anything at the minute. Oh, sorry guys, it's gone. Never mind. I have been doing some sketches, but my hand's been hurting me. So and then I did have a bit of an avalanche last night, so that's probably why the sketchbook is not handy. Of course, there are one or two things you can't do with. I can't do with the watercolor, and that's where the pencils come in, the pastel pencils. So again, I'll be using those. I just put that there. Cannot believe I can't find my sketchbook. Just can't believe I can't find my sketchbook. Because I've just been walking about with a sketchbook and a pencil, which is unlikely. But it'll probably be looking at me like it was last week. So I have wasted quite a few days where I should have, 3 days would have sorted out quite a lot of things. Has anybody else got any questions? I do have my little hydrus. As I said, I have, if I just unplug that, I have here, you see all the piles of things, look, piles of bags and books, piles of books. Here, I have managed to sort out some watercolour things. So I've got pencils in that one, my watercolours with the hydrus in that one, and I've got my palettes in that one, watercolour blocks, and then the bottom one is going to be palettes. So I can get to things easier. That's the idea. All the big things will be downstairs. I'm going to put all these, I've got lots of all my drawing pencils are here. They're just all pencils. They're all going in the Derwent bags because they are so much easier. And that'll alleviate a few more drawers. And the same with this one. This one here has got, I've just broken a glass as well, so there's glass on the floor. I've got to be a bit careful. Just broken my favourite wine glass. And the night before was my hubby's birthday. It was today, but we went out the other day, and I had 3 glasses of wine, and I didn't have a headache when I woke up. Last night I didn't have any wine, and I've got this terrible headache. So I'm getting a bit I'm a bit of a miserable sausage today, I have to say. And I'm so cross I cannot find my sketchbook. I think my daughter was in here, so I wondered if she's just kind of been looking about. Oh, on the thing it doesn't actually look any better. Yes, Mythomorph. Oh, is it $9.99? Yeah, that'll. As I say, I got a bit of a telling off. Well, I got a huge telling off. I got a huge telling off. I'm not going to go there. I think I need to. I can't believe I've lost my. Oh dear, they do not want to be in that. They don't want to be that way up at all. People don't listen to me. Sorry guys, I can see panels. Oh dear me. And I'm so cross because I've done so many. I did so many sketches. So I'm a bit disgruntled. As our Kenny would say, not gruntled, I'm disgruntled. I don't know what I've done with my sketchbook. Hi Alfie. Alfie's fast asleep, being such a good boy. He's been such a good boy, is our Alfie. Which again is good boy and Alfie are not normally in the same sentence. I'm still struggling with my ink tents at my pencils. Just last resort, see if it's in this bag. Sure I had it out. I cannot believe I can't do it. Sorry guys, I cannot believe I can't find it. It's just going to be one of those days. So so it was a bit short and not very sweet. Sorry guys. I'll try and get back this afternoon if I can. So thanks. Yeah, wine is always not bad. There's something in the cherry things, I think. And I did have some cherries, but I only had 4 cherry pills because I missed my breakfast. So I didn't have 3 lots, and it makes a difference. So thanks, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Have a